Greetings and welcome to the Jump Off. This is your host, Doug the Organic One, back at you for another great episode. And today, I got some interesting topics for you guys, really some perspective changing ones. And today we're going to be talking about leadership. And when you're a leader or when you're leading, especially if it's worth something, people are going to follow. And sometimes it can be annoying, a burden sometimes even. And what I've been, working on as far as, dealing with this aspect of being a leader is to reframe it. And I challenge you to try it. And I like to, for my personal, framework, I like to frame it as being a lighthouse in a storm. And the world is a treacherous place, unforgiving, much like the ocean. And if you can be a guiding light that guides people to, solid ground, navigating them towards a safe harbor, like, it helps you see it a little bit different when you see somebody that is modeling themselves after you, to say modestly. And granted, we all launch from different shores, but the goal is to navigate to a safe harbor. And just like the models you modeled yourself after, for you to find your solid ground, it's your turn as a leader or as the person that people look up to. It's your turn to be that model, return the favor and guide others. And some people, they are acknowledging and thankful for you being that. And others, they want to cling to self-sufficiency and are reluctant to admit they need more than surface level inspiration. And or they're reluctant to say that you're providing them that inspiration. And that's fine. Do you anyway, lead anyway. And yeah, just know, especially for those who in their cling to reluctance, try to make themselves look important and challenge you in the things that you're encouraging them in. Just as a leader, you remember the copy can never touch the original. They might mimic your moves, echo your words, borrow everything but your skin, but they'll never be able to carry the source, the spark, the depth, the lived weight that forged you in the fire, the scars you have, and the unseen hours of work that you actually put in. Like, don't let them trying to big themselves up rattle you off of your square. And don't waste your breath on the obvious. Like, don't defend the obvious. Like, what do you look like defending somebody that you taught? Like defending yourself. What does Mr. Miyagi look like arguing with Daniel's son if Daniel's son told him that he created wax on, wax off? What does he look like when he can't even, really explain the depth of it? When Daniel's son didn't even know when he was doing the wax on, wax off that he was learning martial arts. He thought he was cleaning. So, what do you look like defending yourself against somebody that you've literally taught everything they know? Like, pointless. Don't bring yourself to size for nobody who's beneath you. Only up. Like, you really got to pay these people no mind if they are, on the negative side of, conversations when it comes to regarding anything that they've learned from you. So, admiration, cool, accept that. Lead them further into, things that you've picked up on. Lead them further. They're willing to be taught. If they're willing to venerate you and big you up, respectfully receive that. But engaging their critiques is a hard pass. Like, energy is currency. So spend it where it multiplies. Truthfully. Like, that is nothing but a draining process for you to try to explain to somebody that you both are aware that you're leading, but they want to argue just for the sake of having attention. It's like a bad kid in class. They want attention at all costs, but they don't want to do the work to answer the questions. I like that. But yeah. So, don't really mind the critiques coming from somebody that, is clearly drinking from your fountain. And just know that being copied is proof. Proof that you've built something real, something that's worth chasing, something that radiates value even when it's repackaged. Like, and this whole reframing I got, just from thinking about, Elon. And all the things that he's invented. He drops his visions, reusable rockets, neural links, electric empire, in the car industry. Dozens of companies, race down the same road and attempt to do the same thing he's doing. You don't really ever catch him like in a phase of, going after people that is imitating him or, using his blueprint and putting a new name on it. Like, rarely do you ever catch him in something that's really petty. And it's pointless. What he does is, he don't cry about, somebody's doing what he's doing. He persists, goes forward. Like, if they give him that salute, true, I appreciate you. If it's a peer, a fellow inventor, he engages them. Imitators, outside of praise and veneration, is behind them. You're fumbling with what I've already done. You're figuring that out. Pointless for me to engage with you. Like, granted, most of us don't have that level of armor. We're not insulated by the millions, billions. We're not insulated by that. So, if somebody is, utilizing your works, your likeness, your image, it hits a little harder. When the credit vanishes, when your sweat becomes, their shortcut, and they're refusing to acknowledge you, and you're uncompensated, it can definitely feel like theft. The inspiration is out the window. It's theft. But the shift is true recognition doesn't chase credit. It flows from remaining being the source. So keep creating, keep refining your skills, keep providing value. Like, none of those things can be fully duplicated because it's you that carries it. Your perspective, your scars, your fire. They can copy the form. They can copy the flame. But they can't fully capture you. Certain things they don't have. Certain things you gotta live through, you just can't regurgitate. But in that same breath of, letting people, you know, try their best to copy you, I encourage everybody to channel their genius and their creativity like the great Elijah McCoy. A lot of people don't know who Elijah McCoy is, but he was an inventor. He invented boldly, relentlessly, and he revolutionized the train industry with over 57 patents, born from deep insight and persistence despite his barriers that he faced at the time, the roadblocks and the disgustingly underdeveloped people who perpetuated such things against him that caused him, to not receive the full credit or the compensation for his actual works. A lot of people don't know that's where, the phrase the real McCoy comes from. Because in the locomotive industries back in the days, they wanted his works. And a lot of people would undercut him and make knockoffs and put their name on it and say, oh, this is the real thing. But the people that were asking for the supplies would say they want the real McCoy. So yes, create. Yes, ignore, people that want to challenge you who you've taught or who are imitating you. People, ignore those people. Yes, but draw the line. Protect your originality, your signature ideas. Take public ownership of your story. Be proactive in the defense against theft. So you make sure your legacy isn't stolen and your name isn't erased like Elijah McCoy's. So yeah, stay unmatched and keep creating what the copycats could never, and guard what's yours. But yeah, man, I just really had that on my chest. So be on the lookout for the people who are, you know, in mimicry, recognize them not as equals, but students. And let your work echo eternally. That's all I got for y'all today. I'm finna sign out. It's been a good one, smooth one. And yeah, much needed. So yeah, always remember, they can't touch the original.